All right, so this video is about for 5.1 exploring properties of line. Now, as you might notice here, you're supposed to use Desmos. And as you notice here, you don't actually need to sign in. You can just go to Google, type in Desmos, and the one that says graphing calculator, you can just use that one. Now, if you look at the instruction right before you start activity one, it says tap on the wrench on the upper right corner to change the following settings. So I clicked that. Shut off the minor grid line, but put in step one and step one for X and Y axes. Okay, so that's what I did. And on step one of activity one, they say type the equation y equals 3x plus b. And now the option of adding the slider for b is here. So you click on this. So you'll notice B, which is the y-intercept, is set to 1. That's a default setting. Now, step 2, you're changing the slider value from 1 to 2. Now, when I do that, what happens? What do you notice about the line? When I go to 4 and then going to 7 or 10, what happened to the line? I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So what happened to the line when I go from something like something like 1 to higher value? What happened to the line? Okay. And then if you look you answer the questions, and then if you look, they say what happened in step 3, what happened if your value for B is negative? Okay, so negative 5. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna redo that part and then go to minus 5. What happened to the line now? Okay, what happened if the value of B is 0? Okay, so take a look at that. And what value would expect for the y-intercept of y equals 3x plus 6? So you're supposed to write down what you think, and then you want to check by entering another expression. So y equals 3x plus 6. And so you see this line here, the blue line, that would be your, does that answer your question? Does that, okay, check if that works. So, and step number 6, describe the transformation that happened from the first equation. Now, the first equation is just y equals 3x, okay? This is the line. And y equals 3x plus 6. What kind of transformation is this? Okay. Now, activity 2, they say delete everything. So I'm going to delete all my previous things. And they say type in this equation, y equals ax plus 2. So now you can actually click on the slider, and then you have the slope. The default slope is 1. Okay, so you notice a line here. I'm going to zoom in the line so you can see that the y-intercept here is 2. Now, if you, step number 3, they say observe how the line changed when you change from the value of a from 1 to 10 using the slider. So I'm going to change it to 10. What do you notice about the line? Okay, what changed and what didn't change? I'm going to go back again from 1 and 10. Okay, what changed and what didn't change? And what kind of transformation was that when you go from from 1 to 10? Okay. Now, step number 5, you move the slider slowly from 1 to 0, but stay above 0. So I'm going to go back to 1. So this is 1. Now let's just say 0.7. Okay. How does that line look now? What happened if the steepness smaller but stay positive? How does it rotate? Now, if A is 0, what would the line look like? Oops. So if A is 0, how does the line look like? How do you describe that? And step 7, I'm supposed to change it to -5. So now my slope is -5. Okay. What do you notice? And in step 7, I'm also supposed to type in the second equation. Y equals 5x plus 2. Okay. So you see this blue line here. Now comparing these two lines, what kind of transformation is that? Okay. And which axis is a line of symmetry, and what is the A value when the A value change from positive to negative? Okay. So here, slider, I guess. Yeah. So you change this slider to various different negative values. What do you notice about the line? Okay. Now, step 9, they say create a perfectly vertical line. Why? You have to actually type it in. So x equals to 5. That would be a perfectly vertical line. Okay. Now, the next number of steps, I think by now you probably have a good handle in terms of how to do this activity. So I'm just going to stop here. I basically have done the entire activity 1 and half of activity 2. So I'm going to stop here. Hopefully that, and I'll leave you to complete the rest using your screen and your Desmos. Okay? Bye now.